What's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of A Spark Ignited. I am your host, Danielle Nicole, and I'm so excited you guys decided to join me today. Now, normally, when I do 10 episodes in the season, I take a week off to just kind of relax, recuperate, and get ready for the second half of the season. But today I hold an exception because my new book, Hearts in Motion, A Swipe Away from Timeless Love, hits the stores in just 8 days on February 14th, Lover's Day. You guys, I am so excited for you guys to get to know the characters and to get to love this book just as much as I do. So I wanted to have a special episode for you guys just to dive into the book just a bit. Don't want to give it away, but I'm so excited about it. I couldn't wait. So you guys, let's sit back, relax, and let's dive in.
Welcome to A Spark Ignited. I'm your host, Danielle Nicole Ramsey, here to help you light up your life with inspiration, real talk, and a whole lot of fun. It's time to ignite the spark within you and dive into the stories and wisdom that'll keep you moving forward. Let's make some magic happen.
Okay, you guys, so I'm so excited for this next project of mine. Even though I'm an author of 5 best-selling books, those books, I love them so much. They are near and dear to my heart, and they always will be. Those books are solely focused on personal development, purpose-driven, and just becoming your best selves, right? But with this new project, this is my first novel. It's not quite a novel because it's shorter than a novel, but it's longer than a short story. So it's called a novella, and it's in a contemporary romance novella, and I'm so excited about it because, first of all, if you know me at all, you would know that love is my middle name. I love love. I used to call myself a hopeless romantic, but I have transitioned to a hopeful romantic because there's nothing hopeless about the love that I give, and I wanted to translate that into a book, a novel, and that's exactly what I did with Hearts in Motion. And what inspired me to write the book, funny enough, I was actually on the trajectory of writing a completely different book, like a dating chronicles type of book. And it was going to be more funny orientated, kind of going over my dating life and the ups and downs and everything that I learned. But then I was just like, you know what? I want to take myself out of the equation. I think you guys know enough about me. And I just wanted to completely just create these characters and create this world and, this romance that I just feel that is just so beautiful in every way, and the way that I see love and accept love. And that's how this book came about. Now with Hearts in Motion, I decided to do 2 editions. So I have the standard edition, which is black and white print. And then we have the deluxe edition, which has color in it. And I don't want to give too much away because I really want you guys to get the books and experience them for yourself for the very first time. But these are the books. These are my new babies. I'm so excited. This is Ethan and Samantha on the cover. So even if you get the black and white version, you're going to know what Ethan and Samantha look like. But you can picture the other characters however you see fit. I wanted to do that because now with the standard edition, which is just print only, there are people out there, when they read romance novels, they kind of, are inspired by their own characters and how they look in their own heads. And, I didn't want to take that away from those type of people because I know I have an imagination and it's super vivid where I create characters in my head whenever I'm reading certain books, and I just have a certain look for the people that I'm reading. So then you have the deluxe version, and this is exactly what the characters look like to me, which is why I created the deluxe version. And also in the deluxe version, you'll get like a cinematic view. There's certain scene inserts throughout the chapters where I feel like it kind of highlights the story and kind of shows the visual that I see in my head of a particular part of the book that I wanted to translate in the book as well. So that's why I wanted to create the standard and deluxe edition, just for there's 2 different type of readers out there, right? There's one with the vivid imagination and they create it all themselves, and then there's one that want to see it all play out, right? So that's exactly why I did that. But the best way for you guys to get to know this book a bit more and the characters that I have in the book is through a Q&A. So we are going to do that right now. And I wrote the questions down because Lord knows I won't be able to remember them. But so question number one is, what sparked the idea of Hearts in Motion? And like I mentioned earlier before, I was gonna write a completely different book, and then slowly but surely I just wanted to tell a romantic tale of a feel-good just story that I feel like the world needs right now with all the craziness going on. We all just kind of want to be somewhere else, right? And this book will take you somewhere else, but it's not so far gone to where it's completely like, you know, in a different world, like a fantasy book. It's not that. It's based on, you know, real life situations and scenarios and things like that. But the love in the story, it's just so beautifully written and told. And I'm just so proud of these characters in this book. And it's something that I just wanted to just keep going with. So that's why I decided to create Hearts in Motion and just completely dive into romantic writing and storytelling. And it's the best decision I've ever made for myself. Okay, question number two is, how did you develop Ethan and Samantha stories? Now with Ethan, well, here's the thing. There's no secret. I dated quite a bit, and I'm very excited that I did do that, because not only did I get to know myself more, I got to know some really, really cool people. And I'm such an advocate for staying close to people that I feel are just great people in general. And while I was dating, just because I didn't form a romantic connection with someone doesn't mean that certain someone wasn't a great person. We just weren't great for each other. And I was able to develop a lot of strong friendships based off, you know, dating back in the day. And those people are still really close to me today. And when I think about the character Ethan that I created, I kind of created this character based off the conversations that I had with these certain gentlemen that have expressed, you know, the ups in dating and the downs in dating and the things that they were experiencing and going through, and being a good friend of theirs, you know, giving my advice and then seeking advice and things like that. I've come to find out they're just like anybody else on the quest for love. And that's a big part of Ethan's story. He is someone who doesn't play around when it comes to love. He wants something like his parents had, and he's not a situationship kind of guy. He's not going to text you for your whole relationship. He is a straightforward guy. He says what he wants and he means what he says. But he's also super apprehensive when he finds that, okay, I prayed for the kind of love that I want and I feel like it's here now. Now I'm a little bit nervous, because let's face it, when we get what we pray for, there's a couple different emotions that we feel, and sometimes we feel a little apprehensive because it's like, okay, I want to take care of this to the best of my ability. I want to steward this in the best way. I don't want to mess this up. So he kind of goes through the motions with that, and that came from the conversations that I had with certain friends. So that's Ethan's character. And with my girl Samantha, listen, I was Samantha a lot, to be honest with you. Samantha just wanted love, okay? She wanted to be in love, but she wanted what was right for her, and she just kept running into people that just did not fit what she felt she deserved. And that was kind of hard on her. She just come to find out, like, man, like, why is it so, you know, hard to just find a person that just wants this type of love that I feel in my head that I feel like everybody should want, but they're making it so difficult, kind of thing. So she kind of goes through a roundabout. It's so hard not to give the story away because I don't want to do that. But so that's where those characters kind of came from. Samantha, someone who just wants love because she has so much love to give. And not only could I relate to that, but there's so many girlfriends of mine that could have related to that as well. All right, question number 3. Were any scenes inspired by real life experiences? Definitely. I have been here for 41 years. I've dated for half those years. Yeah, they were definitely inspired by real life experiences, not verbatim, but just experiences throughout my life, right? Or throughout someone else's life. I have friends. We talk about this stuff all the time. So yeah, there's little touches of real life scenarios in the book, but then some that are just inspired by my imagination and what I feel should happen in a certain scene. So not everything is, but yeah, some of the stuff definitely is. Number 4, what was the hardest scene to write? The hardest scene to write, I guess, comes from a personal experience of mine where there's a certain character that just felt like, okay, I don't want to just be a space filler for these people until they find the next best thing. And then feeling like you're dating a certain person that likes you, but they don't like you as much as you like them, so they give you breadcrumbs to keep you, but they don't really do enough to, like, they're not really proud to be with you. I don't know if that's the right answer, but there's a certain feeling you feel when you're dating someone and you feel like the chemistry is there, but the compatibility isn't, and this person's not doing for me what I know this person is capable of doing when they're in love. And that is a very hard thing to feel. It's really hard to feel like you're someone's space filler until they find someone better. Those type of people suck. If you are doing someone like that in your life right now, you suck, and I'm just letting you know, don't do that to people, because you wouldn't want that done to you. It's one of the most horrible feelings, and that was a really hard scene to write because I know firsthand how that feels. What was the most fun? I think the most fun for me writing is me writing from a guy's perspective. Obviously, I'm not a guy, but thank God I have really good guy friends, and I was able to pick their brains about certain things, and really having a conversation between Ethan and his best friend all the time, me writing it is just so funny to me, but I really got it down. I got it down, okay? I got guy lingo down. That was the funnest part for me because I really got into the character. I got into all their heads, basically. That's how you're able to write such a great well-rounded book. But yeah, me writing as Ethan and his best friends was a trip, and I really did enjoy that a lot. Which character do you relate to the most? Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, I relate to Samantha a lot. That's how the old Danielle used to be. But who I relate to more today is Lauren. You'll get to know Lauren in the book, and I relate to Maya too, but I think I relate to all the women because I'm just a well-rounded woman. I'm very diverse. I'm very complex. I'm not the same type of girl every single day. You never know which version of Danielle you're gonna get, and I think that's why it was so easy for me to write Maya, Lauren, and Samantha, and write and create their characters the way that I did, because I just tap into so many different spaces in my brain. But ultimately, who I relate to more today is Lauren. Why did you choose to highlight modern dating struggles in this book? I chose to highlight it because I have friends who are struggling in this area, and I hate it. And I wanted to write a book highlighting it because it's relatable, but I also wanted to tell a tale of hope as well because it's out there. Because obviously, like I said, I've dated before, and some of those dating situations didn't lead to marriage or anything like that. But I have to say, when I did date and I met some of these people, there were some really great guys with their lives together, with a great head on their shoulders. Like, I know that there are great guys out there, and I know there's great girls out there. I didn't date girls, so obviously I can't speak from that standpoint, but just my experience with dating men, I know that there's good people out there, and I just don't want people to lose hope in that. So I wrote about the struggle standpoint because, let's face it, the struggle is real, but the hope is just as real. So I wanted to paint that picture as well. Okay, what's one thing you hope readers take away from Ethan and one thing from Samantha? Without giving the book away, one thing I want you guys to take from Ethan is that his struggles and what he is going through in that book is a real thing, okay? When you get something that you feel like is happening for you, you don't want to lose it. And, you know, there's a time or two where he's questioning himself. He's questioning if he should even be doing this in the first place. It's really relatable. But what I want you to get from him is that he overcame all that. And what I want you to get from Samantha is that she's just like every other girl who wants to be in love. She's not desperate. She's not so gung-ho on it where she just accepts anything and anyone. And she does go through the motions, Samantha, but I want you guys to know that she does come out on top. My girl comes out on top, okay? All right, did any of the characters surprise you as you wrote? Honestly, no, they didn't surprise me. I created the outline, I created the characters, their personalities, how I wanted them to be, how I wanted them to take in each moment before even writing the story. So they did not take me by surprise at all. Like I said, what took me by surprise is the fact that I got guy lingo down. Like, there's nothing getting past me now. I got it down. I really love it though. What can readers expect from the Deluxe Edition? So like I mentioned earlier, the Deluxe Edition, it comes in color form, cinematic scene pictures throughout the chapters. And of course, at the end, there is a Meet the Characters page. So you see exactly how these characters look to me on that page. A little bit of their personality, what their career is, how old they are, extra things like that. So just a full range of motion is in the Deluxe Edition, and I'm really, really excited that I created one. If Hearts in Motion became a movie, who would you cast? Okay, so as far as Ethan goes, I know I would want Keith Powers to play him, hands down. Greg, there's a character in the book, I would want it to be Jessie T. Usher to play Greg. Now, when it comes to the girls, I have no idea. I just don't know who I would want to play my Samantha, my Lauren, my Maya. I have no idea. So yeah, to be continued when it comes to that question. Will there be a part 2? Abso-freaking-lutely, you guys. In fact, part 2 is already written. I had so much more to share when it came to these characters that I just wasn't done. Like, I was like, okay, there's so much more to the story. So yes, there is a part 2. I already know the title of it. I know when it's coming out. But we need to get to love Hearts in Motion first. But just know, absolutely, there's a part 2. Okay, last question is, what is my dream location for a book signing with this book? Okay, yeah, we're definitely going to go on tour with this book, and we're going to do Barnes and Nobles and event spaces and things like that. But I'm going to take it even further. And a dream location would be like a ROM conference, where the conference is solely based on romance novels, and this book fits that description. And I would love to be one of the novelists that's highlighted, where I could do a book read, I could do a signing at the end, get to know all these people who love romance novels, and just be in the same space with these type of people with such vivid imaginations, and they write stories and create hope for people, and just to be amongst that crowd and have a book signing there would absolutely be a dream come true. All right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning into this bonus episode of A Spark Ignited. Again, here are my new babies. They will be out February 14th, 2025. So 8 days away, next Friday, you guys, everywhere books are sold. All right, thank you so much for tuning in today. As always, you can get me every Tuesday wherever you get your podcasts, and every Wednesday for the visual on YouTube. All right, you guys, have the best week ever. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you for tuning into A Spark Ignited. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs inspiration. Remember, the spark you need is already within you. Keep fanning the flame. Until next time, take care and stay inspired.